Thomas Paine wrote in The Rights of Man, "We have it in our power to begin the world over again." People around the globe are ready to create a new world. They are rejecting the ancient doctrine espoused by brutes and tyrants that might makes right, and are demanding a new creed that right makes might. Those that see themselves as masters of the universe must be made low. A few tyrants, dictators, brutes, and oligarchs are thrusting our world towards destruction. Like the frightening Goya painting of Saturn devouring his son, the monsters we have created are now devouring us. Brutes, tyrants, big tech, algorithms, artificial intelligence, behemoth corporations that are dehumanizing us, seeing you and me as mere credit scores. Military-industrial complexes, police states, ubiquitous surveillance in the name of security and nationalism are violating the last vestiges of human dignity. Nobody owns the earth. The Enlightenment philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau said, "You are undone if we once forget that the fruits of the earth belong to us all and the earth itself to nobody." In 2021, we are at the crossroads. The citizens of the world are demanding change. Although in its embryonic stage, a revolution is simmering in the hearts of the citizens of the world, and there is a repudiation of the old guard by those of us who see the possibility of a different and better world. We must live and think differently in the 21st century. There is appearing on the horizon an emergence of a new collective consciousness of humanity. My name is Steve Sweetman, a professor of history. I wrote a new radical, revolutionary, controversial, and relevant book. It is a blueprint for a 21st century enlightenment titled Knowledge, Consent, and Liberty. In human history, there have been periods of great awakenings and promising eras of enlightenment, like the axial period of spiritual wisdom from the Buddha to Jesus, the classical period in the golden age of Greece with its rise of democracy, philosophy, medicine, theater, and art. Then the Renaissance from Baghdad to Florence, and then into the Enlightenment and the scientific revolution. Now we are in the midst of the age of technology and communication. A graph of human progress shows many vicissitudes, but in the past, it was always regional rather than global. Now, however, is a new time. Now is the era we have opened. Now is the opportunity for the realization and the actualization of an enlightened world. The world is open to our gaze as never before. The artificial barriers that despots and tyrants created to protect their power and wealth by making us distrust and hate each other are now exposed. Information, knowledge, social networks give us the power now. However, be aware that the brutes and tyrants and those that wield power also see this transformation, and they will respond. In this new world of instant communication, nuclear weapons, quantum mechanics, space travel, artificial intelligence, global economies, and predator drones, these are just a few of the realities not envisioned by earlier generations. All these, plus the age-old constant of war, hunger, disease, and poverty, make our contemporary world challenging and formidable. So today's world cries out for a new breed of thinker. Rational, brave, bold, innovative, intuitive, and artistic. Our complex civilization demands new philosophers, poets, and visionaries of the mind and spirit. Unfortunately, our creativity, curiosity, and spirituality have been bottled up in fear, conformity, and ill-formed respect for power and convention. The angst of modernity is that of powerlessness, disenfranchisement, and alienation. Buy this book. It will change the way you see yourself, America, and the world. I believe that Knowledge, Consent, and Liberty, a blueprint for a 21st century enlightenment, is the most thought-provoking, powerful, controversial, and revolutionary book on the market today. This book will inform you about things that the media, politicians, and college professors are afraid to tell you. Knowledge, Consent, and Liberty proposes bold solutions. A call for a second constitutional convention. Police reform with 13 bold suggestions. It exposes the illusion of power and calls for a dismantling of the American two-party political oligarchy, as well as provides a fresh understanding of human nature. This book is empowering. It unlocks secrets others would not dare to expose. Buy it and let's start to change the world. Because people just want to live in peace. But the brutes and tyrants lead us into eternal ideological struggles, cycles of war, hate towards our fellow human beings that we have no animosity towards. The masses are exhausted. Today, protesters fill the streets in Miramar. Thousands of Russians are protesting tyranny. Americans are marching and protesting in the streets for justice and equality. In Hong Kong, protesters are fighting for liberty and democracy. Thousands in Belarus recently flooded the capital in Minsk, demanding democracy. And in the past few decades, we've witnessed people speaking up around the globe. In the Arab Spring, the Occupy protests, and elsewhere in India, Iraq, Lebanon, Latin America, and many parts of Europe and beyond. What we enjoy in common immeasurably outweighs our differences. We all laugh and cry. We all suffer. And eventually, all of us take final breath. We have all somehow navigated a world that is as strange, that is beautiful. A universe that is as cruel as it is sublime. A life that is as mysterious as it is rational. Someday, we will all pass from this earthly abode and return from whence we came. I have learned that in the end, to be truly enlightened is to be reduced to love. Love, compassion, and empathy for all sentient beings. And in the end, knowledge, power, wealth are all but voided checks if they do not purchase for the soul an eternal bond of love for all creatures, large and small.